Alright everybody, welcome back to another turn of Operation Maroon. This is going to be turn 6 for the Italians. That's going to be January of 1939. Before we get into it, a few minor bits of housekeeping. We'll do oldest to newest. We have quite a few to get through, but they're all very minor. Last American turn, they lend-leased to the KMT. But they can't use British facilities to do that, and the Chinese facilities were blockaded, so they're going to keep the 4 IPP in their bank instead, considering that they could not send what they wanted to. Next, for the German turn, they neglected the 2 IPP that were saved in their bank at the end of their production phase, so they should be up to 62, not at 60, as far as I'm aware. Next will be the Soviet turn. The Soviets did not add their income increase correctly. They should be at 2 more than they were on the board, up to 26, and their income tracker should be at 23 instead of 21. Okay. Also for the Soviets, when motor infantry drove from eastern Ukraine, from Kiev to Smolensk, doesn't have the range to do that, and it didn't have a rail capacity available to consume for strategic rail movement, so it's going to be stopping in Oral-Kursk. That should cover everything for the Soviets. Next is Japan. We have a few things to go through. They should have aligned Siam at the start of the player turn, and that gives them an opportunity to move the Siamese infantry. They're going to have non-combat moved into Anam Tonkin, and the rest of the units will stay in place. Looking for the 97th marker. There it is. Let's see. Destroyer and TBD from the Siamese, hanging out in P50. Okay. Consequently to Siam being neglected last turn, they should also have collected 1 more IPP from base income, but they did also calculate their peacetime income incorrectly. It should have given them only 1 IPP, and instead they gave themselves 3. So their total bank should be at 35 now, after everything has changed and been corrected. With that, I do believe everything is in order, and we can go ahead and get straight to the Italian turn. Should be short and quick. No combat moves to... Oh, gotta skip a few steps. We'll do the tech first. We'll be rolling for... I forgot to decide before recording. Airborne Doctrine. Yeah, already the one I tried last turn. We'll go for that, and then it'll be hit on a 7 or higher. It's a 12, that's a hit. Okay, for purchases, we're going to be purchasing a naval transport for 7 IPP and an artillery for 4 IPP, leaving 1 remaining in the bank. Combat moves, there are none to declare, go straight into non-combat moves. From northern Italy, the medium bomber is flying 1, 2, 3, 4 into Tobruk. Also from northern Italy, the heavy cruiser in port is coming out into M3 and moving south into M4, 2 sea zones, and just joining the rest of the fleet. From Sardinia, we have 1 fighter flying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into Eritrea. It does have airbase in Sardinia to make that work. And lastly, 1 motor infantry and 1 mountain infantry are coming from Tobruk and boarding the naval transport in M4. And the naval transport is moving 1-2 through the Suez Canal into I-5, where the motor infantry and the mountain infantry are going to disembark into Eritrea. And that should be all of our non-combats as well. So with that, we can place our units and collect our income. We have an income of 10, so we'll be up to 11. And placing our purchases, the artillery will be placed in Eritrea. And the naval transport will be placed in port on the western side of northern Italy. I do believe with that, everything should be in place for our next KMT and US turn, so best of luck on your next rolls.